The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus once remarked, "The key is to associate only with those who uplift you, whose presence brings out your best." You've likely heard the saying that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today we'll delve into this concept through a Stoic perspective. We will examine the 7 types of individuals who can hinder your progress in Stoic philosophy and discuss how to manage these challenging relationships. Before we start, I'd appreciate if you could like the video to help me continue spreading Stoic philosophy. If you haven't subscribed, I suggest you do and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. Type of people to avoid. Number 1. The complainer. The first type of person to avoid is the complainer. We all know that friend, family member, or colleague who finds fault in everything, whether it's the weather, their job, or even the food at a popular restaurant. They never miss a chance to express their dissatisfaction. Now, you might think, why should this bother me? I can just ignore them. Well, that's easier said than done. Constant exposure to such negativity drains your mental well-being. It's like a leaky faucet slowly depleting your reservoir of emotional energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on actionable solutions instead of dwelling on problems. For instance, imagine you're collaborating on a project with someone who always complains. Each meeting turns into an exhausting session of complaints without any constructive dialogue. The impact is a decline in team morale, and you get sidetracked from finding actionable solutions. You'll likely find yourself increasingly disenchanted with the project, and possibly even life in general. So, how does Stoicism help us deal with a complainer? There are several strategies you can use. First, limit your exposure to this individual whenever you can. If that's not possible because they're a family member or colleague, then mentally distance yourself during their diatribes. Think of their complaints as a passing storm, loud and unsettling, but ultimately temporary and powerless against the unmovable mountain that is your own inner tranquility. Your third option is to steer the conversation toward solutions or change the subject to something more constructive. To quote Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This timeless Stoic wisdom encourages us to guard our mental peace diligently, ensuring that the negativity from chronic complainers doesn't deviate us from our Stoic path of resilience and virtue. Type of people to avoid. Number 2, the drama magnet. The second type of person to avoid is the drama magnet. Imagine you're navigating your life like a ship sailing through calm waters, but then you encounter the whirlpool known as the drama magnet. This person seems to have an unending series of crises, conflicts, or controversies. Like a whirlpool, they have an unsettling ability to pull you into their vortex of chaos. You might initially be attracted to the drama magnet's energy, mistaking it for passion or excitement. However, you'll soon realize that being in their sphere is like navigating a ship through a storm, exhausting and dangerous. What makes dealing with drama magnets so tricky is that their crises can often feel like your own. Their chaos is infectious, and you might find yourself embroiled in conflicts that you had no initial part in. Let's look at a practical example. You have a friend who frequently falls out with others in your social circle. Today, they're not talking to Sarah. Tomorrow, it's Tom. Your friend comes to you for advice, but you notice this cycle never ends. And suddenly you find yourself at odds with Sarah or Tom because you tried to intervene. In this case, you could use a strategy called reflective listening. Instead of offering advice or taking sides, mirror their words back to them. For example, if they say, "I can't believe Sarah said that about me," you could respond with, "So you're feeling betrayed by Sarah's words." This technique allows you to provide emotional support without getting entangled in the drama yourself. Another approach, which might sound counterintuitive, is to become selectively unavailable. Stoicism reminds us to value our time highly, and sometimes that means being unavailable for other people's crises, especially if they're recurring without resolution. Turn off your phone during certain hours, create focus periods where you concentrate solely on your work or personal development, and let it be known that during these times, you're not to be disturbed. To paraphrase Seneca, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This can be particularly helpful when dealing with drama magnets. Instead of anxiously wondering what crisis will happen next, concentrate on the present moment where you have control. Enjoy your life, and don't let it be disrupted by someone else's drama. Make it a point to sail your ship calmly, steering clear of whirlpools that threaten your voyage towards personal growth and tranquility. Type of people to avoid. Number 3, the naysayer. The third type of person to avoid is the naysayer. Picture this. You're an artist painting a canvas, each brushstroke adding color, depth, and life to your vision. Enter the naysayer. They walk into your studio, glance at your work, and immediately begin to critique it. Are you sure about that color? That doesn't look realistic. You know, most artists never make it, right? Their words, like strokes of gray paint, start to dull your vibrant canvas. This isn't your standard constructive criticism, which can be valuable. Instead, it's a persistent aura of doubt and negativity. According to Stoic philosophy, our power lies in our reactions to external events, not the events themselves. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When faced with a naysayer, you have several options. First, consider the source. Are they projecting their own fears and insecurities onto you? This insight alone can help you detach from their negativity. Second, strengthen your convictions through preparation and knowledge. The more you know about your endeavor, the less sway their doubts will have over you. Lastly, don't be afraid to limit your interactions with naysayers. If their negativity consistently undermines your efforts, it might be best to distance yourself. You can do this gracefully by redirecting conversations away from your projects or focusing on neutral topics. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius advised, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By keeping our thoughts clear and constructive, we maintain the vibrancy of our internal canvas, ensuring that it reflects our true potential. Type of people to avoid. Number 4, the envious. The fourth type of person to avoid is the envious. The envious person is like a shadow that follows you around, casting a constant pall over your achievements and happiness. They see your success and accomplishments not as a testament to your hard work, but as a reminder of what they lack. Their envy manifests in subtle and sometimes overt ways. For instance, imagine you've just received a promotion at work, something you've been working towards for years. Instead of congratulating you, the envious person downplays your achievement. "I guess they were just desperate to fill the position," they might say, or they bring up the challenges you'll face, minimizing your moment of joy. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of such toxic dynamics. Envy, as Seneca noted, is the most useless of all passions, It neither has a pleasure of its own, nor allows the envious person to experience pleasure from the happiness of others. To counteract this, cultivate a mindset of abundance. Recognize that another person's success does not diminish your own. Additionally, practice gratitude regularly. When you focus on what you have and express appreciation for it, you build an internal buffer against the negativity of envy. If you find yourself in the company of someone who is envious, set boundaries to protect your own well-being. Limit the amount of time you spend with them, and when you do interact, steer conversations away from topics that trigger their envy. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By embodying virtue and integrity, we rise above the pettiness of envy and ensure our achievements are a source of pride, not conflict. Type of people to avoid. Number 5, the manipulator. The 5th type of person to avoid is the manipulator. Manipulators are masterful puppeteers, pulling the strings behind the scenes to get what they want. They often use deception, flattery, and guilt to bend others to their will. Picture this. A colleague at work frequently asks for your help on their tasks, making it seem like a compliment to your skills. "You're so good at this. Can you just take a look at it?" they might say. Initially, you feel flattered, but soon you realize you're doing their work while they reap the benefits. Manipulators thrive on creating imbalanced dynamics where they hold the power. Epictetus teaches us that our chief task in life is to identify and dismantle our false beliefs. In this context, the false belief is that we must oblige manipulators to maintain relationships or avoid conflict. To counteract manipulation, start by setting clear boundaries. If a colleague repeatedly asks for help, it's okay to say, "I have my own deadlines to meet. Perhaps you should ask our supervisor for additional resources." Be firm and consistent in your boundaries. Second, practice assertive communication. Manipulators often rely on ambiguity and vagueness to maintain control. By being direct and clear in your communication, you leave little room for manipulation. For example, if a manipulative friend frequently cancels plans last minute, express how their behavior affects you. "When you cancel plans last minute, it disrupts my schedule. Can we agree to be more considerate of each other's time?" Remember, you have the power to choose how you respond. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." In dealing with manipulators, embodying honesty, integrity, and assertiveness is the best course of action. This not only protects you, but also serves as a model for others in your life. Type of people to avoid. Number 6, the perpetual victim. The 6th type of person to avoid is the perpetual victim. This individual always seems to be caught in a cycle of misfortune and hardship, often of their own making. They view themselves as powerless, constantly seeking sympathy and support, but never taking action to change their circumstances. Imagine you have a friend who always talks about their terrible job, bad relationships, and general misfortune. No matter how much advice or support you offer, nothing changes. They remain stuck in a loop of self-pity and helplessness. Stoicism teaches us the importance of personal responsibility and the power of our perceptions. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When dealing with a perpetual victim, it's essential to recognize that their mindset is a choice. They have chosen to see themselves as victims, and until they decide to change that perception, no amount of external help will suffice. To manage this relationship, first, set boundaries around how much emotional energy you invest. Offer support and advice sparingly, and focus on empowering them to take action. Instead of offering solutions, ask guiding questions that encourage them to think critically about their situation. For example, what steps can you take to improve this situation? Or, how can you change your approach to get a different outcome? Additionally, protect your own mental well-being by not internalizing their problems. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Maintain a positive mindset and avoid being dragged into their cycle of negativity. Offer compassion without taking on their burdens, ensuring that your emotional health remains intact. Type of people to avoid. Number 7, the gossiper. The 7th type of person to avoid is the gossiper. Gossipers thrive on sharing others' secrets and scandals, often embellishing stories for added drama. Their conversations are filled with rumors, judgments, and speculative talk about other people's lives. Engaging with gossipers can feel entertaining initially, but it often leaves you feeling uneasy and distrustful. Imagine a colleague who always has the latest office gossip. They share details about others' personal lives, mistakes, and conflicts, drawing you into a web of drama. This behavior not only breeds mistrust, but also distracts you from your own goals and values. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on our own actions and character. Seneca advised, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Gossipers do the opposite. They pull you into a cycle of negativity and judgment. To avoid being entangled in gossip, practice the art of redirection. When someone starts to gossip, steer the conversation towards more constructive topics. For example, if a colleague begins to share a rumor, you might say, "I haven't heard about that, but have you seen the new project we're working on?" If redirection doesn't work, it's okay to set a firm boundary. Politely but clearly state that you're not interested in gossiping. "I prefer not to talk about others behind their backs" can be a powerful statement that sets the tone for future interactions. By avoiding gossip, you maintain your integrity and focus on what truly matters, your own growth and virtuous living. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Surround yourself with positive influences and engage in conversations that uplift and inspire, ensuring that your thoughts and actions reflect your highest values. Navigating relationships is a crucial aspect of our lives, significantly impacting our mental and emotional well-being. By identifying and managing these types of people, we protect our inner peace and ensure our growth aligns with Stoic virtues. Remember, the essence of Stoicism lies in focusing on what we can control and cultivating a mindset of resilience, integrity, and wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope this discussion has provided you with valuable insights into maintaining healthy relationships through the lens of Stoic philosophy. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to stay updated with more content on Stoicism. Let's continue to strive for a life of virtue and inner peace, one mindful interaction at a time.